Christians, unfortunately, it's not meant to be a negative point, but they've been doing this from the beginning. They've been doing it with the so-called Old Testament. If you look at the way Paul quotes the Old Testament, if you look at the way Matthew is my favorite example on this, when he quotes prophecies of Jesus, like the famous one where, out of Egypt I will call my son, Hosea chapter 11. This is a prophecy of Jesus coming out of Egypt. When you look at this stuff, you look at the original claimed prophecy, it's either misquoted or distorted or completely taken out of context and given a completely wrong meaning. And this isn't an exception, this is the norm, actually. Texts are butchered or twisted to make them, they're argued to be fulfillments of prophecy. And Paul does this big time. So what Augustine's doing, he's in a very noble tradition of what's called eisegesis, isn't it? Where I see Jesus, where you read into the text, or you change it to fit your theology. And Christians, unfortunately, have been doing that right from the very beginning. What can we say? I mean, it's there in the Bible. It's in the New Testament. It's full of it. And that's one of the things that shakes people's faith. When you study this academically and you look at Paul's exegesis of the Septuagint, the Greek translation, which is the one they use, of course, and you realize what he's done with the text, and then when you realize what the Septuagint has done to the Hebrew text as well, it's often mistranslated the Hebrew, which is supposed to be the original. Any notions of inerrancy of the Bible, infallibility of the Bible, perfection of Scripture, is incredibly difficult to maintain in the face of this. And people lose their faith. When I was an undergraduate studying theology, I think when we all, I forget the exact statistics, but of all the people I knew in our class, and there were a large number who were traditional Orthodox Christians, I think only one remained evangelical at the end of that. And the rest had all lost their faith. Or become very, 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 very liberal. Really liberal.
Undergraduate?
Yeah, but undergraduate degree in Christianity, biblical studies, and Christian theology. And that's normal at universities. It happens at Harvard, Yale, Oxford, Cambridge, London,